Уважаемые дамы и господа,
Dear ladies and gentlemen, the moderator of the main plenary session, program director of INAPROM, Anton Atrashkin. Assalamu alaikum INAPROM, dear guests. Assalamu alaikum Uzbekistan, the country where ambitions are coexisting with intellect. In the spring, and April is especially beautiful in Tashkent, it's crucial to start our main session on the right foot. And during the spring, I especially want to talk about beautiful women. But our forum is business-like, it's in the business atmosphere. Numbers are in favor in this room, so let's try to combine them. As one of the most respected sages mentioned, by the way, he was from those lands. The founder of algebra, the great Al-Khwarizmi, said this: if a woman has a good character, take that as a number one. If she's beautiful, add 0 to 1 equal to 10. If she also happens to be rich, add another 0 equal to 100. If she's also of noble birth, don't forget to add another 0, which will equal to 1000. But if the number 1 disappears, all that's left is 0. So it is with us. All the figures for our trade exchanges, the number of joint ventures, exports, investments, the size of investments, and other indicators, all of these just serve as a building on the foundation of our deepest shared Eurasian historical and cultural ties. In the year since we last saw each other, the world has become extremely unstable. Long-standing alliances are crumbling. What the new alliances will be like, everyone is debating, but no one knows. Leaders are changing. But let me express the belief that our Eurasian community will be able to test the time, because it's not landing on the immediate benefits, but it is protected by long-term cooperation throughout centuries. Here in Uzbekistan, we are working with making INAPROM to become the effective long-term platform for all Central Asian participants. Deputy Prime Minister of Republic of Uzbekistan, Jamshid Khajayev, with welcoming remarks. Please welcome, the floor is yours. Assalamu alaikum, dear participants of today's event, dear Denis Valentinovich, dear Viktor Mikhailovich, dear heads of delegations, dear guests, friends. I'm pleased to welcome you in Tashkent at the 6th International Industrial Exhibition in INAPROM Central Asia. Throughout the short period, this platform has become powerful and demanded format of the open dialogue between state and business, the place of interaction of reliable partners and new opportunities. Today, INAPROM Central Asia, to the full extent, supports its name. Here, we have not only the countries of our region, but also the partners from Europe, Asia, and Africa, and other countries. This is approved by the growing international interest to Central Asia as to the space of industrial growth, technological renovation, and business cooperation. The holding of the forum in Tashkent reflects the increasing role of Uzbekistan and whole region in general in formation of new industrial and logistic connections. Dear guests, under the leadership of the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, dear Shavkat Miramonovich Mirziyoyev, our country gradually promotes the course towards industrialization and technological refurbishment of the economy. Today, the share of industry in Uzbekistan GDP reached 27%. At the same time, economic growth in the current year is forecasted to the level of 6.8%. The main thing is that we are gradually transferring from the raw material model to the production of the products with the high added value. Here we see the foundations for the sustainable growth. ability to be effective competitors and new job places. As a result of 2025, the trade volume between Uzbekistan with countries of Central Asia and Russian Federation reached 22 billion USD. The amount of joint ventures with the participation of capital of countries of the region and Russia have reached 5.5 thousand, and out of them 3.2 thousand with the participation of the Russian Federation. In various sectors of economy, we are implementing over 330 joint projects amounting to more than 47 billion USD. Behind these numbers, there are real ventures, real production sites, and real results. Together with the Russian Federation, the copper fabric number 3 at the Almalik mining combinate was implemented. The projects in the Navai Park are being implemented in the production of cosmetics, house chemical solutions, and aerosol production. Together with Kazakhstan, we are conducting the construction of the modern logistics center in Tashkent province, as well as the production sites on the territory of the new International Center of Industrial Cooperation Sirdarya region are being established. The practical implementation of the production of the liner alkylbenzol in Kashkadarya province. Together with Kyrgyzstan, the establishment of the medical center Salamat in Osh Center is being established. And with Tajikistan, we are developing the projects in metallurgy, electrotechnics, and textile industry. With Turkmenistan, we're strengthening the cooperation and in the chemical industry and gas chemical industry, and also we're developing the zone Shavada Shagus together, which improves the activity in trade. This all demonstrates the main thing. We have already formed the significant foundation, but now we have the task to move to the new levels of the in-depth cooperation, the new technologies and sustainable production lines and production chains. Dear participants, for Uzbekistan industrialization, this is the strategic priority. We see several key directions that can provide the new industrial breakthrough, not only to our country, but to the whole region in general. The first, the machine building. We look into this sphere as the foundational one for the forming of broad industrial cooperation. Here we talk about the development of the automobile industry, agricultural special technique, as well as electric technical equipment. Our task is to move from the wide node assemblage to the localization of the components and the formation of the suppliers chain of the second and third level. Second is the chemical industry, oil and chemical industry, pharmaceutical substances, as well as the new types of chemical products with the high added value. We are interested in establishment of joint ventures in the in-depth processing of the raw material and the creation of the final product. The third is the energy in the industry of the new generation. Reliable and available energy becomes the key condition for the industrial development. Uzbekistan actively develops solar and wind generation, modernizes the energy infrastructure for placement of the new production sites. I should highlight the digitalization of the industry. Today, the competitiveness is identified not only by the volumes, but also the technological part, automatization, digital platforms, big data, digital twins and solutions in logistics become the mandatory part for the modern industry. Also, we see the huge potential in the textile sector, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, and electric mobility. In all of these areas, Uzbekistan is open for the joint initiatives, technology transfer, and the launch of new production sites. Dear colleagues, today Uzbekistan offers the partners not just the market, but the full-fledged platform for the joint cooperation, localization of productions and the entrance to the markets of the whole region and to the third countries. We are ready to join our efforts, competences, technologies and capital for the implementation of the specific products, both on the territories of our countries and the entrance to the markets of other countries. We believe that today's INAPROM will allow us to find new solutions, launch new projects and strengthen the long-term partner relations. Uzbekistan is open to the practical cooperation, is reliable as a partner and is aimed at the achievement of joint results. I wish all of the participants of the exhibition today to have all the success, sustainable meetings and new agreements. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much, Jamshid Abduhakimovich, Mr. Hadjaev. Now allow me to welcome one of the best leaders, the first deputy of government of the Russian Federation, Mr. Denis Manturov. Dear Jamshid Abduhakimovich, dear Viktor Mikhailovich, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to welcome everyone at the event that have become regular throughout these years. This is the INAPROM Forum, INAPROM Central Asia. First of all, I would like to thank our dear Uzbek colleagues for the active participation in the preparation and conducting of this event. Throughout the years, it takes the bigger and the more and more significant place in this sector of our economic and industrial cooperation with all the countries of the region. We are moving towards long-term sustainable cooperation with the emphasis on improvement of technological level of the joint projects. For Russia, such format of a cooperation is one of the main strategic priorities, and it fully responds to the task of the stable and sovereign development of Central Asia and its industrial sector. Our companies for a long period cooperate with all the countries of our region. In particular, in Uzbekistan, over 3,000 enterprises with Russian capital operate. They are participating in over 150 investment projects worth approximately 4 trillion rubles. I would like to particularly emphasize the active transition of our cooperation to a new modern model, and here I mean the establishment of the new industrial parks within which all the conditions for the production of high-tech products are established. Inside such type of platforms, we have two of them. These are Cherchik and Jizakh. And today, together with Jamshid Abduhakimovich, we are going to launch the production of the first resident in the new joint industrial park in Navai province. Such hubs for the mastering the innovative competence, it's important to cooperate with other partners. The practice of development of industrial parks and the special economic zones is successfully applied in Kazakhstan. Many Russian companies are eager to participate in these projects, tapping into their well-organized infrastructure. Overall, our portfolio of initiatives with the Kazakhstan business exceeds 170 projects worth approximately 3.9 trillion rubles and is expected to create over 6,000 jobs. In Kyrgyzstan, we are one of the top 3 foreign investors. We collaborate on solar and wind power projects, construction, as well as in the area of the rail transport. The Support here is provided by the Russian Kyrgyz Development Fund, which consistently expands its portfolio of joint initiatives. In Tajikistan, Russian companies are implementing projects in metallurgy, mechanical engineering, pharmaceuticals, and light industry. Meanwhile, with the colleagues from Turkmenistan, our business is working to create a full cycle of ferrous metal production, as well as in the automotive and oil and gas equipment industries. With all the countries of Central Asian region, we pay special attention to cooperation in hydropower and reliable water supplies. And of course, a key area of cooperation for us is related to the construction of nuclear power plants, which are of the Russian design. They make a huge contribution to the provision of energy safety to the Central Asian states. The traditional participant of the exhibition in Tashkent is the Republic of Belarus. Within the Union, within the cooperation with this ally state, we have created unique conditions for supporting and developing deep ties in strategic industrial sectors. This facilitates the mutual growth of competences that are also in demand in Central Asia. Thus, we have established a solid foundation for a mutually beneficial industrial partnership. However, together with this, I should highlight the potential is much broader. To fully use this potential, it is important for us to more actively promote interests of business within the platforms of integration associations. We need to utilize existing tools for promoting cooperation projects within the Eurasian Economic Union, expand industrial programs within the CIS space and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, infuse the interstate initiatives within interstate dialogue in the format of Central Asia-Russia. The major boost, or the major impetus, was given after the summit of the heads of states in Dushanbe last October. And today, within INAPROM, the first meeting of the ministers of the industry of the Russian Federation and Central Asia countries was held. I believe that our common fundamental goal should be to increase the technological maturity of businesses and develop a new promising niche. In this context, I would like to highlight the implementation of 9 national technological leadership projects in Russia. They cover a wide range of areas, including robotics, additive technologies, complex chemicals, composites, the transport and industrial complex, and the space services sector. We also are consolidating resources to develop energy and oil and gas engineering, civilian unmanned systems, new types of medical equipment, biotechnology, and a wide range of digital solutions.
Specific achievements by Russian manufacturers in virtually all of these areas are presented at the exhibition. For our country, mastering advanced technologies is the foundation of sovereignty and the condition to increase exports. At the same time, we are ready to share our achievements with partners, including localization production on their own territory. We are also committed to collaborating through joint research educational and investment programs across the entire spectrum of the current technological agenda. This reciprocal exchange of expertise should become the main principle of our cooperation. The same applies to the coordination of efforts to develop transport infrastructure, logistics, new e-commerce format, and strengthen financial, banking, and humanitarian ties. On behalf of the government of Russian Federation, I confirm our readiness to such work. In conclusion, I would like to wish all participants and guests of INAPROM Central Asia productive discussions, establishing new contacts, and planning mutually beneficial projects. And of course, we look forward to seeing you all in July at INAPROM Russia, which is a leading industrial exhibition which will be held in Yekaterinburg. Thank you all for your attention. Wish you best of luck. Thank you so much, Mr. Denis Valentinovich. Today we are also having the Deputy Prime Minister of Republic of Belarus. We know that the Belarusian delegation held a visit to Uzbekistan last month. Please, can you share us about the negotiations you had? Please, the Belarusian side, the floor is yours. So, dear Jamshid Abdul Hakimович, Mr. Denis Valentinovich, dear colleagues, dear friends, and dear participants of the exhibition, if I may, on behalf of the government of the Republic of Belarus, I greet you on the main plenary session of the International Industry Exhibition in INAPROM Central Asia, and thank you for invitation of the Belarusian delegation in the hospital Uzbek land. And also I would like to highlight the high level of the organization of such a forum. This event is a main platform in the region in order to showcase innovation development, the advanced technologies, and creating new business ties. Separately, I would like to thank Ministry of the Industry and the Trade of the Russian Federation, who was the main initiator of the creating and holding such exhibition in CIS countries. So last year we also hold such an exhibition. It was one of the main events in our country. This year also we are inviting everyone to participate in INAPROM Belarus in Minsk, which will be held on the 30th, from 30th of December to 2nd of October. We should tell that we should say that this is a platform becomes a very good place to have the ties on a social, on the economical and growing industries here. All the participants are actively participating here, which are actively doing their business in CIS countries. Republic of Belarus have been participating since 2021 and exhibiting its achievements on the platforms of the forum, covering all the critical sectors like machinery, technology, which gives a new direction of the finding the new ways of the development. So this comes from the practice and the deeper industry cooperation, launching the high technology projects. Here we see how our countries and CIS countries are developing. The Republic of Belarus is cooperating with all countries of the region. And the Republic Belarus also cooperates with Uzbekistan, where we're dynamically developing our trade ties, and every year we see that the turnover of the goods is positively increasing year by year. The agreement already achieved on the level of the leader of the states, which was achieved during the official visit of the Belarusian leader in 2025, which was the result the roadmap was developed for 24-25. Of course, the Belarus tractors localization and the production of the agricultural machines were localized and adapted for the climate of Uzbekistan. Also, we have a joint company who produces the shoes and the garmentery, which includes Uzbek raw material and the Belarusian design and technologies. And also here we should say about the Technopark Eltech industry, which produce the electrical cables, where His Excellency Shavkat Mironovich Mirziyoyev also visited that Technopark, and as a result of this visit, the roadmap is developing, was already finalized for the 5 years for 25-30 between Republic of Uzbekistan and Republic of Belarus, which will be aiming in doubling the cooperation between countries, two times between two countries. The perspectives, in perspective, also the bringing together the production of the medical goods, the light industry, IT solutions, including digitalization of the industry and production processes, and the big data management. The Republic of Belarus is announcing its readiness to further enhance the ties and broaden its business ties, also in the not only in Uzbekistan but also in all CIS countries. I wish best of luck for this fire, for this exhibition, and creating new ties. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Mikhailovich. We would like to thank the representative of the governments of the countries of Eurasian continent. I would like now give the floor to our next speakers, who are our honored guests. Now, please give a round of applause for our guests, because we know how Uzbekistan can greet them. Guar Barsigyan, the Yersein Nagaspayev, Kazakhstan, Republic of Kazakhstan, Sherali Kabir, the Minister of the Industry of Tajikistan, and our honored guest, Mr. Laziz Kudratov, the Minister of the Industry of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Andrei Kuznetsov, Minister of Industry of the Republic of Belarus, Nuruddin Azizi, Minister of the Trade and the Industry of Afghanistan, Iskander Asylkulov from Kyrgyz Republic, Sezai Ducharmak, Deputy Minister of the Minister of Industry of Turkey, Bayram Uchak from Turkmenistan Ministries of Industry, Andisar Drozdenko, the Governor of the Leningrad Oblast, Zoir Mirzaev, the Governor of the Tashkent region. So we are continuing our main session, and in the rapid changing world of Eurasian, the Union is becoming one of the strongest platforms. We are actively cooperating with Uzbekistan and other countries. And I always, once a year, ask what kind of steps our Union is taking to adaptate for the threats. Thank you so much, Anton Gennadovich, the Jamshid Abdul Hakimovich, the colleagues, friends. First of all, I would like to congratulate about the coverage. So the Central Asia is growing every year. and becoming a prestigious platform in the Eurasian region. Despite the challenging foreign economic environment, the Eurasian Economic Union continues to strengthen the potential and resilience of its member countries by expanding integration and consolidation efforts. In addition to developing its domestic agenda in key areas such as customs operation, technical relation, industry and agriculture, energy and transport, the Union is actively developing international cooperation, having established a broad network of contacts with external partners. Uzbekistan as an observer state in the EU occupies an important place in this architecture. The strong economic ties between our countries are confirmed by the figure. The number of joint ventures with Union member states has reached 5,000, and volume of mutual cooperation delivers the industrial sector has reached 7.5 billion US dollars. The strategic initiatives of the Republic of Uzbekistan, His Excellency Shavkat Miramonovich Mirziyoyev, are aimed at developing cooperation between our countries in industry and agro-industrial complex and digital and innovative technologies. Today, Uzbekistan, together with industry associations of 5 countries, is already participating in the Eurasian technology platform, Robototechnics. Its goal is to develop an interstate program for implementation of industrial robots in manufacturing and the formation of joint innovative production and technological chains. In general, in a rapidly changing world, innovative technologies are radically changing the face of the industry. And businesses, of course, in our countries are interested in accelerated automation and the development of industrial and service robotics. The sustainable development of our country's economics is linked to the strengthening of our real sector, where industrial production with reliable cooperation ties acts as a stable growth driver. The Union's budget for financing cooperative projects will amount to approximately 12 billion rubles by 2027. Since the mechanism's launched, a portfolio of cooperation initiatives has been formed, comprising more than 20 projects. So here we also will bring the economics of the Union countries to 100 billion rubles in addition to output, where we'll be cooperating in the computer industries will be brought to economics. So here we are going to create more than 2,000 jobs, and it shows us that our main task is not only to cooperate economically, but also to create a real cooperation chains between countries of the unions, where the economics will be completing each other. So here agro-industrial complex is also very important. We already started off the first tier of the projects. So dear colleagues, at the end I would like to say that our strategic goal is to transform the existing constructive dialogue with the Republic of Uzbekistan into concrete economic results, ensuring favorable conditions for doing businesses and improving the quality of the life of our citizens, because our main and the final goal is to do our best in order to create the favorable condition to our citizens. And I'm confident that the agreements reached during the exhibition of ENAPROM will make a significant contribution to achieving this goal. Thank you so much for your attention.
Republic of Kazakhstan, the neighbor of Uzbekistan, neighbor of Russia. Please, what are the priorities that the economic bloc of your government has now? Thank you very much. First of all, on behalf of Kazakhstani delegation, I would like to express gratitude to the Uzbekistan hosts for this warm welcome. We're always happy to be the part of such a very significant event in ENAPROM. This is not just a place for meetings, this is a place where the real agreements are signed, where the business finds the partners. And on behalf of the Kazakhstan delegation, I would like to express all the desire to succeed in all the today's discussions. And here I will agree with moderator. Truly, the world economy today is going through the unusual stage. This is the in-depth transformation. What is the business seeking for? The business seeks for diversifying the risks. The business seeks for localizing themselves closer to the selling markets. Currently, the new points of economic growth are being developed, and we think that such points of cooperation, such platforms of cooperation between Central Asia and Russia, this is this kind of growth of point. We need to highlight that the trade volume, it was 8.8 billion USD between Kazakhstan and Russia. The growth is very significant, and this is a positive trend, and we are really happy about this. The volume of the mutual trade was 7.2 billion USD. The portfolio of our joint projects includes 85 initiatives with a total amount of 2.2 billion USD. As of our neighbors, truly, the Russian Federation is traditionally the key trade partner of our country. Approximately 20% of external trade is for the Russian Federation. But I will go back to the numbers now. As Denis Valentinovich, Mr. Manturov mentioned, the volume of total trade between our countries was 26.8 billion USD. Around 180 joint projects are implemented with the participation of Central Asian countries, and the total amount is around 55 billion USD. The total amount of investments from the Russian business within the last 20 years is reaching 30 billion USD, and the investments of Kazakhstan are reaching the amount of 10 billion USD. Dear colleagues, this is signifying that the connectivity of our economies is really high, the potential is very significant, and especially we can see it in the industrial cooperation, industrial interaction. From our side, Republic of Kazakhstan strengthens the role of industrial logistics hub between Europe and Asia. And in our turn, inside the country, we are paying specific attention to the processing industry. So in this area, government works really actively. You know, now in the country, there are very significant institutional reforms. A month ago, we had the referendum that was the whole of nation referendum. The new version of constitution was adopted. It identifies the new priorities for development of our country. Of course, first of all, it is aimed at the strong and resisting political and economic system. The economy is developing quite well over the last 20 years. The GDP of Kazakhstan had a 25 times increase. Today it is 300 billion USD. The gross influx of investments is 500 billion USD. Kazakhstan pays specific attention to the development of transport and logistics routes. We think that this strengthens the role of the country as the hub, transport and logistics hub for the whole Central Asia. The climate is very flourishable for all the investments. The International Finance Center of Astana is being active. As you know, there is the principle of English law working. The special economic industrial zones are providing the number of tax preferences for the investors. The specific attention by the government is paid to the project of construction of the new Alatau city, which should become the new regional center of attraction of innovations, cryptocurrency industry. Just a couple of words about Alatau city. Parliament of Kazakhstan adopted the constitutional law on the special status of the city. That is why we in the government work really hard to implement this project. The key factor In our opinion, the key factor of competitiveness is the technological development. The current year is announced as the year of digitalization and artificial intelligence. The first in Central Asia supercomputer cluster was launched. The International AI Center is working. Astana, this is Astana Hub. This is a hub for startups, for IT companies. Over 1,500 IT companies are active there. That's why we invite the specialists from this area, and we want them to actively participate in the work of our Astana Hub. The industrial clusters in Kazakhstan are developing really actively, and first of all they're concentrated on the raw material processing, and we are happy to invite all the partners to jointly implement all these initiatives. Kazakhstan is open for the area of transfer of technologies, introduction of AI solutions, energy efficiency, ESG principles. So all of these questions are being discussed, and there is an active interaction in this area. Of course, as the time dictates to us, there is a huge development towards the human capital development, and there are new grants established that are aimed at the new engineering specialties, IT specialties, and the new majors in universities are launched, and the universities turn into the technological hubs. In the conclusion, I would like to say that truly, in our opinion, we have the new industrial landscape being formed in Eurasia, and it is concentrated on the digitalization issues, sustainable growth, and in this regard, Kazakhstan is open for cooperation and the joint creation of the industry of the future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Nagaspayev. Mr. Sherali Alimovich, we are grateful to you for your active participation and regular participation, not only in INAPROM and other platforms. So we would like to ask you to tell about the priorities of Tajikistan in terms of industrial development with the background of this unstable situation. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to express gratitude to Uzbekistan for the brilliant organization of today's event. It's true that such platforms allow us to expand the review of the new points of cooperation. Today, as our moderator mentioned the ancient history of our region and those civilizational grounds that allowed the humanity to have better development. Of having this as a part of our culture. There is a very interesting book that was written by two economists, Ajomoglu and Robinson. It has this name, like why one countries are getting rich and the other countries are not. So, and there is a very interesting correlation with religion, geography, history, and even genetics. Various countries have various paths of development, and if we speak about our country today, Tajikistan has established the vectors for economic development. We have really clear strategies for the strategic industry development. We have the strategy which is called rapid industrialization. In accordance with this strategy, only within last 5 years, our industry has grown twice. In terms of the road infrastructure, Tajikistan has very good results. We became #2 in the quality of roads and road construction, and in CIS. So we have new roads constructed in the direction of China and the other neighbors. And we think in the upcoming prospect, this will allow us to achieve even better results. Denis Valentinovich mentioned today, and Jamshid Abdulhakimovich mentioned that the digital platform, cooperation, and new drivers for economic growth in the region, they were present and are still can be present, but we need to find new opportunities for having the achieved human capital, which was connected for all of us throughout a huge historical period, should be restored, should be fully used throughout the current period of political turbulence. And still we have very relevant questions of the joining of our resources, of establishing the joint supply chains. We should always try to find solutions, the ways of development, and I think that we together can resolve many issues. In the GDP growth, our country is one of the leaders, so there was no less than 8% increase in GDP throughout the last 10 years, last decade, as the Central Asia doesn't have the ports, but we have to keep the global prices. It means that we lose in terms of logistics, of course. That is why we need to have more and more solutions, and we need to produce such products that already have the added value. And now we are moving away from the upstream, and middle stream and downstream allows us to work targetedly, to work directly in terms of added value production. When we have the added value, then the cost of logistics will be optimal and low. In this regard, we need to work closely, and throughout the last 5 years we have had this task achieved, and we do not sell concentrates, for example. We already produce the final metallurgical products, and we interact, we cooperate with international global partners, and it's really important for us to have the regional neighboring partners participating. And literally this morning with our Kazakhstan colleague, with our Uzbekistan colleague, we were discussing the opportunity of our products being supplied to Al-Malik mining plant, so that we have the joint chain. So this chain, this structure will be really interesting, and it will be complementary to each of the industries. Then also we have the cooperation with Russia and Uzbekistan in those areas. In addition to this, in chemicals, in the sector of food products, we have the mechanisms that can be complementary to all the parties. So I think that we will be able to find new drivers for growth through this joint work. And in conclusion, dear colleagues mentioned already that the joint platform, the sustainable cooperation and improvement of competences, these are the factors that are becoming really relevant in our country. Tajikistan is really interested in this, and we will keep developing in this area. Thank you very much.
Mr. Alexander Yuryevich, I know that for the Leningrad region, Oblast, Uzbekistan is not just a country on the map, but the main cooperation direction. Please, can you share with us about the achievements and your plans for the future? Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for your hospitality, for invitation. Yes, in fact, it is very interesting. Events are happening within this fair. Despite the Leningrad Oblast is a northwestern region of the Russian Federation, but still we are very much interested in Central Asian region, particularly in Uzbekistan, especially in promoting our producing companies in the Uzbek markets using the traditional ways like Center for the Support of the Market markets. Our colleagues are involved in the centers, and also they provide the full range of the support. Of course, for us, the analysis of the market is very important because we should understand which of the perspectives that the new Tashkent is being built. So high demand for the construction work. Our experts already started doing their research, for example, on tires or the slotters companies. So they will bring the new technology for the utility companies and the technologies. We are searching for the strategic partners for the variety of the direction. For example, Thermex company is already having 2.5% of the water boilers market of Uzbekistan. It's a very huge capacity. Of course, we understand that we need financial support as well. That's why we provide the subsidization in exhibition participation, the business missions, and etc. Of course, we are not going to do it always, but in the beginning, when our companies enter to the market, it is very important to support them and promote them. And the promotion of our companies is not only about the business visits or the field visits to the mills, and also opening the showrooms. And last year, for example, you opened the showroom in Tashkent and Leningrad Oblast. It's only 1 year passed, and 62 companies of Leningrad already established direct cooperation ties in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. And today we are representing 14 companies who are ready to enter the market and have the very huge perspective to start the business. So this way we are integrating our companies into the projects, and the role of the state is not only the financial support. It's not just to bring together the companies, and also this is a manageable process. And I believe these the volumes which is being growing after during the last years will continue to grow. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much, Mr. Alexander Yurovich. Zoyar Tahirovich, please, the floor is yours. We know that the investors from around the world are trying to come to Uzbekistan, particularly to Tashkent region. And for us, it's very interesting to hear from you how do you value and assess the cooperation with the Russian companies and about potential. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good day, Denis Valedinovich, James Hakimovich, the participants of today's session. For me, it is a big honor to participate in such honored room. And thanks for the trustworthy dialogue between leaders of our countries. In the cooperation with the regions of Russian Federation is growing to the new level. So I'm going to give you some summary of the 2025, which achievements thanks to the open politics of our country's leader, His Excellency Shavkat Miramonovich Mirziyoyev. And namely, Tashkent region already attracted 5.1 billion US dollars in foreign investment, and in 2026 we are having plans to increase this number to 6 billion US dollars. For this purpose, in the region, in Tashkent region, we already have 70 plus special economic zones. And I would like to say one thing, that if you consider the number of the companies who are already operating by the support of the leaders of the Russian Federation, so Mr. Denis Ulyanovich, I would like to say that in Tashkent region we already have 300 Russian companies operating. So back in 2021 and 2025, we compare these two periods, we may say that we already implemented 50 plus projects. And Tashkent region is a host for 13 regions of the Russian Federation. It means we already built a direct ties with that region. So we ourselves as a region in those 13 regions of the Russian Federation conduct the business forums, meet with the companies, and within that forum, for example, with Bashkortostan Republics of Russian Federation, we conduct a joint business forum. So from Bashkortostan, we had more than 100 companies, and also from Uzbek sides, we visited Bashkortostan like for 150 companies. So we will continue to do so. And at the present, Together with the Russian Federation, we today are implementing more than 20 projects, which to the total sum of 6.3 billion US dollars. Also, we already built the ties on the medical sphere. It is a experience exchange on the complicated medical operations, surgeries. Next is our cooperation is in education. It's exchange programs. So it means our students are studying in the Russian universities, and of course we are also in return created the condition in 14 our universities in Tashkent region. Also, we have the good cooperation in the tourism sector. Three regions of Russian Federation already had the tourism fairs, which I may say about the preliminary results on of the 2025, and the number of the Russian tourists visiting our countries exceed tripled in compared with last year. Also, taking this opportunity, I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. Rustam Nurgalevich because Technopark Cherchik is successfully operating, and we already registered 28 companies, and the most important that we created 1,200 plus jobs. And in addition, today, starting from this year, we also cooperated with the Republic of Bashkortostan and registered new techno park, which his name is Bekabat Ufa, with a total land areas more than 100 hectares. And this area accommodates more than 125 companies. In the total sum of turnover is 200 million US dollars. So, dear participants, I would like to thank all our partners, colleagues, guests, and I invite you to invest to Tashkent region. We, with a big pleasure, will create you the most favorable conditions. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much, Mr. Zair Tairovich. And at the end, I would like to conclude with Uzbek proverb: "Who speaks less makes a less mistake. Who eats more, it is very pleasant." And it is very in rare cases, so and you can find a very delicious food. It's Uzbekistan land for the food, and now we made to make this session for 1 hour, and our motto is business, doing business. So I wish best of luck to the work of exhibition. Thank you so much.